Welcome to a new Common Sense episode by Pila Technica. Today, we're diving deep into something really fundamental for aviation safety and effectiveness. Competence. We've gathered some really insightful material that looks beyond just, knowing your stuff. It gets into what it truly means to be competent in this, high-stakes world. We're going to explore how it's defined, why it's so crucial, the key areas, how we actually see competence in action.
Those observable behaviors.
Exactly. And maybe most importantly, how individuals can keep getting better. Our mission is to give you a clear, practical understanding of competence in aviation. Cut through the jargon, get to the heart of what matters.
Okay, so let's unpack this idea then. Competence is that it's so much more than just theoretical knowledge or isolated skills.
Right. It's not just ticking boxes.
It's about consistently bringing together this whole package of abilities and actually applying them effectively.
And when you say whole package, ICAO really breaks that down, doesn't it? It starts with knowledge, that solid grasp of theory, principles, regs.
The foundation, yeah, but only the foundation.
Because on top of that, you need skills. And this is where it gets interesting, because it's not just the technical, the hands-on stuff for your specific role. It's also those crucial non-technical skills. How you communicate, can you lead, how you work in a team, manage your workload.
Yeah, people often call them soft skills, but they're absolutely essential in aviation, just as vital as the technical side.
And then there's attitudes. That's often overlooked, I think.
It's about having the right mental disposition, professionalism, staying alert, taking responsibility, and discipline. These really shape how competently someone acts.
Exactly. And all these things, knowledge, skills, attitudes they have to show up as behaviors, right? How someone actually performs in different situations.
Especially under pressure. Stressful situations, emergencies, that's where you really see competence or lack thereof.
So passing a written test doesn't cut it. And what's fascinating is how ICAO's approach, competency-based training and assessment, or CBTA, it judges competence by performance in the real operational environment.
That's a huge distinction. It's not just about what you can do in a controlled setting like a simulator under ideal conditions. It's how you handle the unexpected, how you interact with the whole team, crew, ATC, ground how you make critical decisions in real time.
All while staying within safety and regulatory limits.
Exactly. It's about mobilizing all those resources, your knowledge, your skills, both kinds, your mindset, your actions, to respond appropriately and get a safe, successful outcome.
It's like that theoretical knowledge isn't enough if you can't apply it when things get bumpy.
Precisely. One source defines it as the ability to perform successfully by integrally applying knowledge, skills, and attitudes in your specific aviation role. It actually predicts reliable job performance.
And that reliable performance, we see it in those observable behaviors you mentioned.
Your actions in specific contexts demonstrate competence. And these behaviors are measured against performance criteria. Did they meet the standard under these conditions?
Like, for a landing in bad weather, is the pilot making smooth inputs, keeping things stable? That's observable.
Exactly. And it's not a one-shot deal. Assessing competence needs multiple observations across different tasks. You have to show integrated performance across all the required competencies for your role.
So you need to manage your knowledge, draw on experience, put it into practice, and it has to be demonstrable, agreed upon.
That's it. It has to be clear and meet the standards set by airlines, industry, and regulators.
Okay, so that clarifies what competence is. Now, how does ICAO structure this? Let's talk about the ICAO competencies themselves.
Right. These are essentially the defined sets of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behaviors that ICAO sees as necessary for key personnel pilots, controllers, maintenance techs, etc.
To do their job safely and effectively.
And efficiently, yeah. It's like a blueprint for what good looks like in these roles.
And the big shift, as the sources point out, is this move towards competency-based training and assessment, away from just counting hours or passing tests.
Towards demonstrating you can actually do the job in real-world situations.
And why this shift? What are the main goals?
Primarily, enhancing safety across the board. Also, standardizing training globally, so competent means roughly the same thing everywhere, and keeping training relevant as technology and operations change so rapidly.
And it's clear these competencies aren't just technical know-how. They heavily feature those non-technical skills, too.
Absolutely vital in complex, high-pressure environments. How a controller communicates during a complex sequence is just as critical as their understanding of separation standards.
So what are some of these key ICAO competencies? They vary a bit by role, but there are common threads, right?
Definitely. There's application of knowledge and procedures, using technical info and SOPs correctly. We will discuss the actual application of various skills, including flight skills, control skills, maintenance skills, and hands-on tasks. Communication, clear and effective information exchange. Leadership and teamwork, coordination, mutual support, and group decision-making. Think CRM.
Right, crew resource management.
Then threat and error management, or TEM, identifying and mitigating risks and errors. Situational awareness, knowing what's going on around you, your system status, others' actions, absolutely fundamental. Decision making, choosing the right course of action. And finally, workload and fatigue management, managing tasks efficiently, recognizing and mitigating fatigue.
So basically, these ICAO competencies are the framework defining what people need to be able to do, not just know, for safe and efficient operations worldwide.
Precisely. And that leads us nicely into how these competencies connect with threat and error management, TEM.
Right, how do they actually work together? Our sources suggest they're deeply linked.
They are fundamentally linked. Many key competencies are the very tools people use to apply the TEM model effectively day to day.
Okay, how so? How does having these competencies help manage threats and errors?
Well, think about identifying threats or detecting errors. You need situational awareness, right? To actively know your environment, system status, what others are doing, spot changes. That's essential for spotting a threat or noticing an error has occurred.
Makes sense. If you're not aware, you can't react.
Exactly. And knowledge and application procedures helps too. Understanding how things should work helps you recognize when something's wrong or a procedure's been missed.
Okay, so that's detection. What about prevention?
Strong application of technical skills reduces the chance of execution errors in the first place. Good workload management helps avoid errors caused by being overwhelmed. Prioritize, you delegate, you don't miss things.
And decision-making comes in there too, presumably. Choosing actions that prevent errors.
Absolutely. Choosing the right actions to head off a potential error or mitigate the consequences of a threat before it becomes a problem.
And if an error does happen or a threat leads to an undesired state, how do competencies help with recovery?
Again, decision-making is vital for choosing the correct recovery action. Communication becomes critical for coordinating that recovery, especially in a team.
You need clear instructions, shared understanding.
Definitely. And that's where leadership and teamwork, CRM skills, really shine. Ensuring the team works together, supports each other, shares information, executes the plan.
Good teamwork also encourages people to speak up if they see a threat or error, creating that safety net.
Exactly. So fundamentally, ICAO competencies give people the cognitive, interpersonal, and technical tools needed to operate within the TEM framework. Effective TEM requires these competencies.
So developing competencies is developing the ability to operate safely, which inherently includes managing threats and errors.
Yes, they go hand in hand. And it's interesting how the sources link observable behaviors directly to TEM. The more observable behaviors related to a competency you show in a timely way, the better your TEM is likely to be. You maintain safety margins. Lacking required observable behaviors when needed often leads to poor TEM and reduced safety margins. If someone consistently misses radio calls, that's an observable behavior showing a weakness in communication, which directly impacts TEM.
It really shows why competency-based training, especially evidence-based training, focuses on this link.
Exactly. EBT targets competencies needed for the threats most relevant from accident data. So TEM is naturally embedded.
Training is designed around managing expected threats and common errors.
Right. And when evaluating competence, the outcome of TEM related to that competency is considered. It's all integrated. CRM skills are built into the competency model as countermeasures within TEM.
Okay, so let's get specific. What are these core competencies? You mentioned 9 fundamental ones earlier.
Right, let's list them out. Number 1, application of procedures. Basically following the book, SOPs, checklists, regs, documentation.
Observable behaviors like using checklists correctly, following procedures in order, applying regs.
Consulting references, spotting deviations, configuring systems properly, that kind of thing.
Okay, number 2.
Communication. Exchanging info clearly, concisely, accurately. Crew, ATC, ground, passengers. Normal and non-normal situations.
So using standard phraseology, speaking clearly, active listening, confirming understanding.
Providing relevant info, asking questions, acknowledging messages, even using nonverbal cues appropriately. Third, flight path management. This is often split. 3A is automated, controlling the path using autopilot, FMS, etc.
Behaviors like configuring and monitoring automation correctly, selecting modes, spotting deviations.
And knowing when to click it off and fly manually.
Crucial.
And 3B must be
Manual flight path management, controlling the aircraft precisely using your own inputs.
smooth, precise control, staying within tolerances, using attitude, thrust, visual cues effectively.
Exactly, in all phases of flight.
Number 4, leadership and teamwork.
Interacting effectively, CRM principles, achieving goals safely as a team.
Behaviors here sound quite broad, encouraging participation, showing initiative involving others, considering input, giving and receiving feedback, managing conflict, decisive leadership when needed, accepting responsibility, following instructions, intervening if needed, managing cultural differences. It's a big one.
Definitely. Okay, number 5.
Problem solving and decision making. Identifying, analyzing, resolving problems, making good calls, especially under pressure.
So identifying and managing threats errors, seeking info, analyzing why, sticking with it safely.
Considering options, using decision techniques, monitoring outcomes, adapting without guidance, showing resilience.
Number 6 must be situational awareness.
It is perceiving, understanding, and anticipating. Aircraft state, environment, others' actions, future events.
Behaviors like scanning instruments and outside, anticipating, detecting changes, updating your mental model.
Verbalizing perceptions, recognizing discrepancies, constantly building that picture.
Number 7.
Workload management involves organizing tasks and ensuring that workloads remain manageable. It also includes preventing fatigue and stress from affecting our performance. These skills include self-control, planning, prioritizing, time management, and offering and accepting help. Additionally, these skills encompass delegating tasks, monitoring actions, ensuring their completion, and effectively managing interruptions.
Okay, 8 is threat and error management itself.
Yes, maintaining safety margins requires identifying threats, avoiding errors, detecting and recovering from them and their undesired states. As previously mentioned, this often results from effectively applying the other competencies.
Observable behaviors are things like identifying and verbalizing threats, applying mitigation, spotting and verbalizing errors.
Corrective actions, using barriers like checklists, maintaining a proactive safety attitude.
And the last one, number 9.
Application of knowledge, demonstrating, and understand relevant info, operating instructions, systems, the environment, knowing where to find info, wanting to learn more, and crucially, applying that knowledge effectively.
And you mentioned there are specific ones for instructors, controllers too.
Yes, the framework adapts to the role-specific demands.
Okay, that's a comprehensive list. Now let's really hammer home why competence is so critical in aviation.
Well, fundamentally, as the sources really drive home, lives are at stake. It's that simple and that serious. Competence is the bedrock of safety.
Without competent people everywhere, pilots, controllers, mechanics, dispatchers, the whole system breaks down.
Absolutely. It directly ensures operational safety by minimizing risks, preventing accidents. And as we've discussed, it enables effective TIM handling the unexpected safely.
It's not just safety, though, is it?
No. It also drives efficiency and reliability. Competent people contribute to on-time performance, cost-effectiveness. It ensures regulatory compliance, too.
And that builds trust, doesn't it? Public trust, industry trust.
Hugely important. People need confidence in aviation. That trust is built on competence. It's vital for the industry's reputation and sustainability.
Competence also means adaptability, dealing with changing weather, traffic, technical issues.
Exactly. Competent professionals can respond effectively, and it fosters professionalism, a culture of continuous improvement.
And it allows people to handle things that can't possibly be trained for in advance. Those unique, unforeseen situations.
It's that ability to observe, understand, and act appropriately in the moment. One source called it the capacity to adapt to the environment, pilot competencies.
It reliably predicts successful job performance because it's about mobilizing knowledge, skills, attitudes for the task.
It's the experience needed to apply information effectively. It links knowing, applying, experience, and outcomes. It even involves reflection for learning.
Especially critical for tasks where mistakes have severe consequences.
Absolutely. And finally, assessing competence isn't just about finding flaws. It identifies areas for improvement, sure, but also potential for advancement. Good performance might identify future instructors or managers.
Okay, so it's vital. But what if someone does show weakness in a competency? Is that it for them, or can things be improved?
Indeed, there is room for improvement. Our sources are very clear and positive about this. The whole CBTA system is built around continuous development. It's not a pass fail forever situation.
That's really good to hear. So, how does someone actually go about improving? What are the methods?
Well, specific targeted training is key. Maybe extra courses, focused simulator sessions, or structured line training focused on that weak area. Then there's deliberate practice. Actively concentrating on practicing those specific competency behaviors during training or even routine operations. Making a conscious effort.
And feedback must be crucial here.
Absolutely essential. Seeking out and being genuinely open to constructive feedback from instructors, evaluators, peers. You need that external perspective.
And internal, too, self-assessment.
Yes, self assessment and reflection are powerful. Honestly, analyzing your own performance. What could I have done better there? That's vital for growth.
Is there more formal help available?
Sure, tutoring or coaching from experienced mentors or instructors can offer personalized guidance, and just gaining more operational experience, if it's coupled with reflection and feedback, really helps solidify competencies over time. Every flight is a learning opportunity.
What about recurrent training and checks? How do they fit in?
They're designed not just to check competence, but to maintain and improve it. They reinforce skills, introduce new things, practice non-normals. If low performance is seen.
It flags an area for remediation.
Exactly. Corrective actions are then based on the specific observable behaviors that weren't up to standard. It allows for really focused improvement efforts.
So it's a continuous loop. Assess, get feedback, train, practice, reflect.
Pretty much. Self-development, seeking feedback, those are key. Engaging in continuous learning is just part of being a competent professional in this field. Your ability to adapt and adjust your behavior also shows your capacity for improvement.
So understanding and continuously developing competence. It's clearly not just a box-ticking exercise or a regulatory hurdle in aviation. It's really a fundamental commitment, personal and professional, to safety, to efficiency, and to the highest standards of professionalism. By really focusing on our knowledge, skills, attitudes, and crucially our behaviors, everyone involved can significantly boost their ability to manage the complexities and challenges we face.
Well said. It contributes to a safer, more effective industry for everyone.
It really does. A fascinating and vital topic.
We hope to see you again in the next Common Sense episode by Pila Technica.